Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be working on the PROGEN ITALI GTO, which is mostly based on the Mclaren 570s. So as you can see, this car is actually the prize ride challenge for the week, and I have won it, and I'm gonna go to the LS car meet to quickly pick it up. So this car, the PROGEN ITALI GTB, was released on January 10th of 2017 with the import-export update. This car is obviously manufactured by PROGEN, which is based on the Mclaren in GTA. So as you can see, you have won the prize ride challenge, which was to place top 3 for 3 days in a row. So according to the original GTA, this car was released and it was mostly based on the Ferrari 348 GTS, according to the 2D view. But in the 3D view, which is in the GTA 5, this car is majority of the car is based on the 570s. It does have a bit of features from the 650s, and the rear end of the car is based on the Trion, which is an American car. The side intakes, as you can see, is based on the Trans-Tiger Dagger GT, but obviously this car primarily is mostly based on the Mclaren 570s. Pretty good looking car. It's got a lot of curves, and I love the way the front end looks. Not a big fan of the back end, but hey, this is a good combination that they went with. So obviously this car is a Benny's vehicle, and while I go to the website, it is usually available for 1.189 million, and you can convert it into a wide body. It obviously comes down to personal preference, whether you want to do a wide body kit or go for a street build. I started off with the wide body kit, and unfortunately I didn't really like it, and I had to stop customizing it halfway and have to actually get another PROGEN GTO from the website. We start off with the engine, obviously go to level 4. Transmission, go to the race transmission, and then the turbo. I tried driving this car stock, but it wasn't really that great. You can feel that the car definitely needs a bit of power. So hopefully once I complete the upgrades, I can feel the difference. Obviously we are maxed on the performance. So obviously, like I said, this car is based on the 570s, but the 570s is a pretty basic car. And comparing it with the other McLarens, the Mclaren 765 LT was actually one of my favorite McLarens, since it's got a bit more of carbon fiber and it's a bit more aggressive than the other McLarens you have today. So I'm trying to go for like a 765 build rather than a wide body. So while scrolling through the bumpers, I don't really see any options which look exactly like the car. As you can see, it's got a pretty aggressive front end, but speaking about the looks of the 765, I think stock would look the best. The back end, the rear bumper looks pretty empty without it, so we're gonna go with one of these diffusers, as you can see. And the camber diffuser looks pretty good, but unfortunately you don't see the camber, but you do have a little bit of fin on the side, which looks very similar to the 765. So carbon camber diffuser, let's go for that option here. Exhaust. So this car obviously has got 2 exhausts on the side, which is pretty good looking, but the chrome split box exhaust, but the chrome triple slotted exhaust looks very similar to the 765, but we actually have it coming out of the rear windows, which are obviously windows here. So we're gonna go for that option. Next, the hood. Here we have quite a few options, and the 765 actually has got a bit of carbon on the carbon intakes and vents on the hood. I don't really see an option apart from some that look a bit crazy, and yeah, I wouldn't really put any of them. So for now, it is the second option. Obviously throw some xenons there. The mirror, yeah, I guess I might have to stick with the stock one since they don't really look that great. And obviously, yeah, we put on the plates here. So roof, obviously, like I said, more carbon fiber the better. And I'm thinking I'll go with a whole carbon roof since that suits the build. The skirts are alright. It needs a little bit of skirts on the end, and as you can see, the last 2 options have a tiny fin at the back, which looks pretty much like the 765. So as of now, that is my favorite option. And we're gonna go with the carbon GT skirt. Next, we move on to the spoilers, and we have a bunch of options here. Obviously, this car, the spoilers don't really look exactly like the 765. We also got one which looks very similar to the P1 GTR, and we got one which is the carbon, and that's the GT spoiler, which is a bit too crazy. And from what I've been looking at, the car's custom carbon body wing looks something like the 765. That's the closest option that I could find here, and I'm going to stick with that option. It's a bit massive, but yeah, it does the job, and it does look pretty good comparing it with other options, like you can see. We're gonna go to the wheels, and I've been looking at them, and for now the Mercies actually look very similar to the 765 stock, stock wheels which you get from the manufacturer's wheels. I went through some of the other wheels and I didn't find anything that could suit the 765 exactly, and the closest option I could find was the Mercies. We also have a Mercy concave, and I'm confused if I should do the Mercy concave or the Mercies. And after doing a lot of thinking over and over, I have decided to go with the Mercy concave, which come under the street category. And obviously, we're gonna put them in black for now. Might change it later, as I'm not really exactly happy with this. We go to the windows, and yeah, of course I would like a blacked out glass, but you need a bit of interior, and I just saw that this car engine, which is pretty much copied from some of the Crotties, and yeah, even the PROGEN, the P1 has a very similar engine model. Now the color is gonna be a big issue, since I've been spending a lot of time thinking about which color to do. We could do this brush steel, which looks pretty beautiful. It looks good, and there is one of the 600 versions of this. I'm not really sure. I think it was the 675 LT, which had a sort of grayish color. But I'm trying to do something different, and I'm not really sure what the color exactly would be, since obviously we are going for a custom build rather than a build which is straight up from the manufacturer, Mclaren. I do love the orange, and that looks really good. But yeah, like I said, pretty stock. You might want to take it out of the website and then do a bit of modifications to it rather than just being pretty stock.
Hey. Truck to the plane, to the truck to the hotel.
In my opinion, this midnight purple looks beautiful. I love the way it looks, and it just suits the build. Yeah, so as of now, I think my controller is just moving towards midnight purple, and I really want to do this color, so I'm just gonna go for that. For the pearl, yeah, I did a bit of thinking and I went through some of the options, but in my opinion, I guess the midnight purple just looks good how it is. You don't really need a pearl along with that. And this is obviously the brightest option that I can find. So my secondary is actually some of the other secondary options. For example, if I chose the fins at the back, that would come under the secondary. And since I stuck with the carbon, we don't really have any secondary. And like I said, I was actually about to do black wheels. But black wheels on this build would look a bit boring. If I was doing a brighter color, I think black would look good. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the color exactly I would go with, but yeah, it definitely has to be a bit brighter than what it is right now. So yeah, and obviously this is beautiful. Dark copper with the midnight purple body. This is a beautiful build. Can't go wrong with gold rims.
Me, I go through underground garages, presidential suite on deposit, elevator up to the room, shower up and then we hit the club. Touchdown, gotta see what's up. Area code in my phone. What numbers do I still have? Who do I know from the past? Hit one, she say she got a man. Hit another.
I'm in love with the build right now, and it looks so good. Alright, so let's let the build, and yep, I love how this came out.
On the team, remember when you let me in between? That was 2017. All good, chugga, look around, find one that seem my type. That my dog and he know what I like. He done found me plenty in my life. Problem is I meet a girl tonight, then I go and treat her too nice.
Wow, such a good looking car. McLaren makes some of the craziest designs. This car just looks so aggressive. It's so curvy. It looks so good. And obviously I came up with a good color combination, and wow, this one's beautiful. Luckily we got everything that opens up here. A pretty old interior, mostly based on the older Comets. We got a massive exhaust tank there, and the engine model is yeah, very similar to the Grotti Turismo, and yeah, the T20. A Comet interior, like I said. Yeah, the steering wheel, we got a manual shifter there, which is weird, but yeah, I love this. Texture quality not the best, since this is not really a crazy old car, but yeah, 2017, yeah, Rockstar decided to go with something easy. Interior, I still like it. I'm not gonna say it's bad, because we have cars which look worse. Now let's have a sound test. Yeah. That turbo is just necessary. You know, you need that. It's cool, and the blow off. Wow, absolutely beautiful car. All right, let's actually test this car out. Ooh, it is fast. It is fast. A bit of traction loss there. So let's go take this left here. Go below the bridge. Ah. Okay, that was. Yeah, I think I made my judgment. This car just understeers a bit. A bit of understeer. I'm not gonna say the handling is bad, but yeah, let's take this right here. Yeah, you gotta take those wide angles, since this car. Yep, I can guarantee you this car understeers. Let's take this left here. Keep going. Yeah, it is a fast car. Obviously not the fastest. Performance, it's alright. It's good. Bit of understeer and a bit of traction loss. Yeah. That's right. Okay, I'm not gonna say this car drives a bit different from the ones you would regularly drive. Obviously a bit of understeer, and the braking is pretty bad. I'm not gonna say bad, it's not great. So when you combine bad braking with a bit of understeer, yeah, this car messes up the turns. But again, needs a bit of practice. Yeah. Let's take this left here. Yeah, it does well. You just gotta calculate it in such a way that you brake exactly when you need to brake it, and then steer accordingly. Some of the cars do steer and turn exactly where you want it to go. This one might mess it up a bit, but yeah, I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's alright. Obviously, it's an all-wheel drive, so it grips pretty well to the road. And then it sticks, so yeah, it is a good vehicle. Let's take this left here. Yeah, it is a good vehicle. It is pretty fast. Like I said, the only issue that you would face is a bit of understeer and braking problems. But if you know how to calculate it based on where you're going, I think the car does a really good job. Yeah, it's a great car. I would recommend this. So it is definitely worth the price. It is not too expensive, and yeah, it is a good looking car. You could just go for the customization, and not the best performance, but yep, it's a great vehicle. I'm happy that I won it this week, even though I had to buy another one. But anyways, make sure you guys stay tuned, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Jury in the safe on arrival, pistol on Jay for survival. A lot of people gunning for the tide.